Nekomata, also known as Bakeneko, are considered highly spiritual and supernatural creatures in Japan. In various traditional beliefs worldwide, it's often thought that animals and plants, after living for a very long time, can gain mystical powers. Cats are no exception to this idea. Nekomata are typically older cats, often over 10 years of age. One of their most distinct features is a forked tail, which symbolizes their supernatural powers. The greater their power, the more pronounced the fork in their tail. In dim lighting conditions, you may even see the middle of their back glowing. The highest quality Nekomata are considered to have purely bifurcated tails. Encountering a Nekomata is not a pleasant experience. They are not as docile and cute as they may appear on the surface. In fact, they are believed to be quite fierce and dangerous. Nekomata are said to use their sharp teeth, like those of fierce dogs, to tear apart other supernatural creatures in the mountains and consume them. They can also bite and injure humans and livestock. There's a particularly chilling aspect to their legend. Regarding elderly people who have no children around, it's believed that Nekomata might turn on their elderly owners. Additionally, Nekomata are known to manipulate corpses, like puppetry, with their supernatural powers. Furthermore, they can disguise themselves as beautiful women or old ladies to deceive travelers, though this often comes after they've consumed the person they want to impersonate. As for why they consume humans, it's likely to sustain their unique abilities. Given their significant spiritual power, this sustenance often involves the consumption of human flesh. However, the most horrifying aspect of Nekomata is their ability to bring the dead back to life, known as shibari or corpse manipulation. Indeed, the saying "don't let cats near graves" has been passed down through the ages. Whether in China or Japan, legends of corpses or graves touched by cats leading to shibari or corpse manipulation persist to this day. The general belief is that if a cat jumps over a coffin or a dead person, that person will come back to life. This is actually a folklore created by the elderly to discourage filial impiety among their descendants and to serve as a cautionary tale. However, as it was passed down through generations, it became more mystical. According to the legend, when a Nekomata performs shibari or corpse manipulation, it wears a headband, stands on its hind legs, dances, and steals the corpse. So, in Japan, it was a common practice to either keep the cat at a neighbor's house or lock it up during funerals and release it after the ceremony. The story from Shigeru Mizuki's Yokai Encyclopedia mentioned a samurai family in Ekiga, modern-day Niigata, Japan, experiencing strange phenomena. Every night, a glowing ball the size of a plum would appear, hovering above the tatami mats. One night, even the servants' room had a bizarre occurrence, as an unused spinning wheel began to turn on its own, waking the sleeping occupants. The samurai remained unfazed by these events, but the rumors spread throughout the town, making it difficult for him to ignore. So, he started observing carefully to uncover the truth behind the yokai. One day, he happened to glance up at a tree in the yard and noticed an old cat wearing a red headband cleverly perched on the tree. With its tail and hind legs, it was looking around. The samurai had a realization, drew his bow, and shot an arrow, hitting the cat precisely. The cat rolled on the ground, biting off the arrow lodged in its body, and then passed away. Upon examining the cat's body, his samurai found that its tail was split into two, and its length was about 1.5 meters. After this, the strange fireball phenomenon ceased, and no more unusual events occurred.
Nekomata.
The Yama-yuba, also known as Yama Museum, Yamaheim, Kibaba, or Yama-buba, is a type of yokai that resides in the mountains. They typically appear as elderly women, who are actually man-eating monsters. These creatures are usually around 2 to 3 meters tall, with disheveled hair and long faces, and while their expressions might seem calm and composed, they possess typical yokai features. Unlike other beautiful female yokai, Yama-yuba doesn't have stunning beauty or graceful figures. However, what makes them more terrifying is their ability to read minds, enabling them to discern exactly what someone is thinking. Yama-yuba may not always appear as old women. There are legends that describe them as middle-aged women who live in remote mountain huts, often tying their unkempt white hair with a rope. They disguise themselves as ordinary mountain women, waiting for lost travelers in the mountains, and when the opportunity arises, they capture and consume them. As for the legend you shared about a soldier encountering a Yama-yuba, it's quite a harrowing tale. The soldier, Yuneta Kuro, was stationed at a hunting ground, and one morning, as he was walking up a narrow mountain path, he experienced a sudden eerie gust of wind and thunderous rumbling from the mountain. When he turned to look, he saw a Yama-yuba standing about 2 meters tall, with a terrifying and malevolent gaze. The Yama-yuba lunged at him like the wind, and despite his desperate attempt to defend himself, he managed to wound her. The Yama-yuba fled, falling into the sea. He was overwhelmed with fear and then fainted. Yuneta Kuro was later found and saved by others. Regaining consciousness, it remains unknown whether the Yama-yuba perished in the sea or escaped into the mountains. The scene of their battle was marked by the presence of many hairy, chrysanthemum-colored objects, and the blood that had dripped onto the ground was yellow. The Yamadori, as the name suggests, is a mountain yokai, often referred to as the mountain spirit or mountain ghost. It symbolizes disease and fire and is believed to haunt deep mountain forests. In 334 BC, after the conquest of the Yu state, these mountain spirits moved eastward and landed on the western coast of Kyushu Island in Japan. Since then, they have been commonly known as Kyushu Yamadori. There is a close association between Yamadori and Kappa river imps, leading to some areas using the term Yamadori interchangeably with Kappa. Kappa, upon entering the mountains in autumn, transform into Yamadori. This transformation involves not only a change in name, but also significant alterations in physical appearance and nature. As a result, Yamadori and Kappa are considered two entirely different yokoi. Yamadori exist only from autumn to spring, and when spring arrives, they return to the water and revert to their Kappa form. Legend has it that those who witness the transformation of a Kappa into a Yamadori, or vice versa, will encounter great disasters and serious illnesses, often leading to death. Therefore, it's advised never to engage in the risky act of spying on these yokoi. The name Yamadori is likely attributed to their small and childlike stature, resembling children. Their most distinctive physical feature is their thick body hair, resembling that of apes or monkeys. They have a concave mirror on their neck, filled with the water of life. When this water dries up, the Yamadori dies. Yamadori typically have a single eye, and there are some accounts suggesting they only have one leg. However, they can stand and walk like humans. Despite their diminutive size, Yamadori possess incredible strength, and they enjoy playing pranks on people. These pranks are not malicious, but are usually limited to pilfering food from temples in the mountains. It's said that they particularly like eating onigiri, but dislike salty foods. Yamadori do not harm humans and are even known to be helpful, especially to woodcutters working deep in the mountains. These woodcutters often rely on Yamadori's assistance. However, this help is not without reciprocation. To maximize their cooperation, woodcutters prepare onigiri, the Yamadori's favorite food, and offer them sacred sake. This ensures their willingness to help when working alongside humans to transport large trees. Yamadori prefer to follow rather than lead. When placing the tree, woodcutters must be careful to release it at the right moment. If you count 1, 2, 3, you must release it when you reach 2, because Yamadori might drop it ahead of time. Yamadori are not limited by the weight of objects and can handle heavy loads with ease. However, there's still a need for caution. It's essential not to offer them food right at the start of the task, as they might leave halfway through, not keeping their word. It's crucial to offer the reward only after the task is completed. Although Yamadori are generally harmless, and helpful to kind and honest individuals. They do not spare the wicked. They act as powerful and fierce mountain deities who readily punish evildoers. These Yamadori can be terrifying and are known to bestow diseases and fire upon those who commit grave offenses.